Hey guys, a question that has been on a lot of people's minds, a question that I've seen a lot of people asking. I've been asked, and I've no doubt it's another question that's going to arise again, given the fallout of this Super League, given Arsenal's involvement in the Super League, the fact that Arsenal are one of the 12 founding members. Yeah, basically, I guess the question that everyone's asking is, with regards the club, what way are you feeling? I've seen a lot of people talking online saying this is it for them with Arsenal. They feel betrayed by the club. They feel let down, and rightfully so. It's completely understandable to be feeling like that. Yeah, I felt that way myself, and that's why I just thought I'll make a quick video, kind of, I guess, addressing my feeling with the whole situation. And now the aftermath. We found out yesterday that this Super League is no longer going ahead, and yeah, I'm absolutely delighted. Absolutely delighted. It's a win. It's a win for the fans. It restored for me, I guess, some kind of faith that, to a certain extent, the fans do mean something. The fans have a bit of a say. Again, I know this was largely influenced by UEFA, by FIFA, by the money, but I'd like to believe that the fan pressure at least added something, that helped make a difference. So look, for everybody that was against it, that voiced your concern, like, big props to yourself. As I've said before, me sitting here, who am I, on a YouTube channel? I've only got one voice, and it's easy for us all to sit here and think that, well, who am I? I'm only one person. I'm only one voice. But when you get all the voices together, suddenly you become, a group of voices which become a hell of a lot louder than just one individual voice. So again, look, with regard to the protests and everything that are being planned, again, you might think, there's a small group that's going out there, but suddenly, if that small group, aligns with another small group and another small group, suddenly you become a large group. And as I said, it's easier to hear many voices than one or two. So definitely, yeah, look, I fully support the protests. Unfortunately, I wish I was able to join, but I'm kind of stuck here in Ireland at the moment, and can't exactly get any flights out at the moment with all this COVID and lockdown and all sorts going on. But yeah, I would love to be. I'd love to be part of what's planned for Friday. But yeah, in terms of kind of what I'm feeling now, excuse me, in terms of how I'm feeling towards the club. Like many people, I'm feeling the exact same. I feel let down. I feel betrayed by the club. It's a really tough one, because I can fully understand why people are saying, look, this is the end for me. The relationship has been broken between Arsenal and the fans, between myself and Arsenal, yourself and Arsenal. I totally get it. I totally understand. I've had a couple of days to really sit back and think about it as well, and I've been on the fence an awful lot, because, like that, Arsenal is such a big part of each and every one of our lives. And I know people, like, look, people who are in the same situation. We look at it, and this club means so much to us, and it's such a big part of our lives. And there's people on the outside kind of go, this is crazy. Like, it's only football. But I've had a lot of talks with people the last couple of days, and when you hear people's story and the background about themselves and the club, and what the club means, and how big a part of their life it is, and what it means to their life, you do start to realize, this is more than just a game of football. This is more than just a football team, a football club. It is a makeup of people's lives. So yeah, I've heard some really really great stories about people's relationship with Arsenal, and yeah, I can completely understand why these people will be emotionally damaged and scarred because of what went on. I can only really speak from my own kind of personal point of view. Obviously, I'm an outsider. Born and raised in Ireland. I never had the club on my doorstep, so to speak. So it's difficult for me. I obviously wouldn't have that understanding that some people have. When you're from, that area in London. You got the club on your doorstep. You're able to go to all the home games. You can travel to all the away games. Definitely, it's a different emotion. I can fully appreciate. But yeah, for me as an outsider, even with my Arsenal background, yeah, my feeling towards the club right now, as I said, I feel the betrayal and the hurt, and like the club kind of didn't value me as a fan, and wasn't really taking me personally as a fan into account. Everybody else as a fan, I don't feel like the club was considering the fans' best interests. Am I going to continue to support Arsenal, or is this the end for me with Arsenal? As you can see, I'm still sat here. I'm still decked out in Arsenal gear. I would like to point out that a stance I took a long time ago, many years ago, when Stan Kroenke took over. I'm not ashamed to say it. I saw the direction that things were going with Stan Kroenke, and I knew from the offset what Arsenal were to Stan Kroenke, which was nothing more than a cash cow. We were a couple of quid in his pocket to fund his actual passion and his venture in the NFL. That's all Arsenal were. That's all Arsenal have been, and that's all Arsenal ever will be to Stan Kroenke. He doesn't care about Arsenal as a football club. I don't think he could name who our captain is. I'd be surprised if he knows who our manager is. I heard one of the guys on Sky Sports News talk about how one of the 6 clubs involved in the breakaway, one of their owners attended a game and had to sit there and ask, which team are we today? What colour are we wearing, because they were playing away? I've no doubt that was Stan Kroenke. Absolutely no doubt in my mind that Stan Kroenke was that man, because the guy hasn't got a clue. He's no more interested in how we get on. As long as the money's rolling in, that's all he cares about. So the stance I took a long time ago was like, I'm not investing any of my hard-earned money into the club. I didn't buy this from Arsenal. I didn't put any money into Stan Kroenke, into his bank account, and I haven't done with any of my purchases I've made over the last couple of years. Unfortunately, I've had people, as presents, Christmas presents and what have you, have bought me bits and pieces. And I always say to them, look, if you are going to do it, find a cheaper alternative. Don't spend money on the club. Like, don't be giving the money to this guy, because, again, as I said before, I actually said this to Liam, who was on my stream last night. I said, I have absolutely no problem putting my money into the club if I know that money is being used for the best interest of the club. Look at all the staff that were let go, due to the pandemic. If I knew my hard-earned money going back to the club to make purchases like this, if I knew it was going towards paying the wages for people like that, I would have absolutely no issue. I would happily pay the money. We saw what happened. All the staff let go. This guy's a billionaire. This guy is a billionaire, and 55 staff let go. Yeah, no. I said a long time ago, I'm not giving Kroenke any money. I haven't attended an Arsenal game since Stan Kroenke has been the owner of Arsenal. Actually, I'm telling a lie. I have attended one game. It was in Dublin, a pre-season friendly in the Aviva Stadium. I haven't gone to the Emirates since Stan Kroenke took over. Part of that is because obviously the logistics. Not that I'm a million miles away, but part of it is that, and another part of it is because I did say a long time ago. I said, while this guy's in charge, no, I'm not spending my money. I'm not spending my money in the stadium. I'm not spending my money on the website. I'm not doing it. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about the club. So I'm sorry, but I don't see why I should have to fill his pockets. Again, I'm not getting a return for my investment. So no, I'm not having it. But yeah, I've gone a little bit, I guess, off topic as I do. But how I feel towards the club, again, yeah, hurt, betrayed, whatever word you want to use. Am I going to stop being an Arsenal fan? No, not at all. Not at all. No, definitely not. The reason why, had we even gone to the Super League, would I have stopped supporting Arsenal? No. Would I have been happy about the decision? Not at all. I would not have been happy. Not at all. It would not have stopped me from being an Arsenal fan because this is something I've invested, my entire life into supporting Arsenal. I could pretend that I was done with the club. I could try to force myself to support another club, but I'd be lying to myself. Hand on heart, I'd be lying to myself. I've got the emotional tie to Arsenal. I've got that emotional link with Arsenal. As I said, I'd be lying to myself if I tried to go elsewhere and support another team. I wouldn't have the same passion. I wouldn't have the same feeling. For me, I'd be best off just giving up supporting a football club altogether. Give up watching football because it just wouldn't be the same. And yeah, that's, as I said, I understand why people, feel like it's time to break away. But I'm looking at it and saying, why should you have to suffer? Why should you have to be the one that gives up your club and your passion, your football team? Why should you have to suffer as a fan because of the greed of this owner? We as fans shouldn't have to be the ones that take the hit. We shouldn't have to be the ones that have to suffer. We shouldn't have to be the ones that have to give up the club. And my feeling towards the club is I don't hold this against Arsenal, because to me, this isn't an Arsenal decision. That what went on wasn't an Arsenal decision. And what's been going on for the last number of years since Stan Kroenke bought the club or became involved with the club, for me, it's not been an Arsenal decision over the last couple of years. Everything that's gone on, it's Stan Kroenke. It's been a Stan Kroenke decision. Stan Kroenke is the one controlling what's going on. He holds the keys. It was Stan Kroenke's decision to break away from the Premier League. Stan Kroenke was the one that was chasing the money. He was at fault. I don't think Arsenal as a club are at fault. Mikel Arteta is certainly not at fault. The players are certainly not at fault. The one and only guy I'm pointing the finger at here is the owner, Stan Kroenke. So yeah, I guess I'll finish up with this. I'm still an Arsenal fan through and through. As I said from day one, I support the team. I don't support the owner. So look, for me, Stan Kroenke out. Stan Kroenke has to go. And I think we need to keep up the same energy. The same energy that got us the result over the past couple of days with this Super League falling apart. This is the same energy we need to keep up as fans. We need to get this guy out of the club because he is a leech. He is a virus. Does not care about this club in the slightest. And all I say to you as fans is you should not have to give up your interest and your passion. You should not have to give up your club, because this is your club. This is your football club. This is not Stan Kroenke's football club. He may be the owner. It may be It may be his possession in writing, but this is not his club. We need to get this guy out and regain our football club and restore it back to the club that I fell in love with, you fell in love with, that we're all passionate about. So look, we need to group together. As I said, keep the same energy, keep the pressure on. I wish I could be at the protest, but look, no, I commend everybody that is making the effort, whether that be in person protesting, whether that be online, whether that be like me refusing to spend money, with the club. I'll happily do it if we get the right owners and I see the right model and the right reinvestment for my money. Happily will invest in the club. Until that day, no, not happening. So look, stick together. Kroenke out. Come on, you Gunners.